Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to movies that are long and very long month. Yes, we're back to doing more reviews. No more talking about episode 8. That's behind me. I'm not watching it. I'm glad you guys are watching the video because I meant every word I said. Now, back to business. This is a 2002 fun spy action adventure movie that has one of the best, action leads we've had in a while in the last 15 years. That's not called The Rock, and that is Vin Diesel's first outing, XXX. No, parents, this is not a porno. I promise you, there is no nudity in this movie. This is not a porno. It just has three X's in it. Xander Cage is his name. And this is a really fun movie. I saw this today for the first time in 15 years. I saw like parts of this movie, but I didn't know how awesome it was. Critics are like, oh, this is a stupid movie. It has no logic. It defies the laws of physics. That's every action movie that has ever come out. There is not a single realistic action movie that has ever come out. Die Hard, Mission Impossible, Fast and the Furious, The Dark Knight. None of those movies are realistic. Everything that happens in those movies is fiction. Even true stories like The Hurt Locker is a war film that has action. That's not realistic either. Everything is fake. And also action movies have to do things that are crazy to get your attention. In this movie, they definitely do. In the first one, they're considered the only good one. I didn't see the sequel with the freaking Ice Cube from 2005 because it flopped and it was misguided. And then the one that came out this year, I'm gonna probably see it, but I'll probably just see it as a time waster in the library. Now this one I really enjoy. Rob Cohen, I like him as a director. He did some of the Fast and the Furious films. I think the first two, not any of the sequels past Tokyo Drift. And he did a good job with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is hilarious in this movie. He starts off the movie being like a crazy stuntman doing like before YouTube came out. He's like, it's Xander Zone, and he's like doing flips in cars and parachuting out of a freaking car, out of a motorcycle. He's crazy in this movie, but it's a lot of fun to watch. You have a beautiful foreign actress, Asia Argento, the daughter of acclaimed Italian director Dario Argento. He has a beautiful daughter. His wife makes some fine babies because look at that face. Tell me that face. That's a face I would rather see than the hobo. I like Italian women. Why? They're sexy, they're passionate, and when they kiss with freaking oomph. They kiss like they want to just, you know, they put some emphasis into it. And also, she's a good actress. She has to play a Russian named Yelena who follows Xander Cage, and when they basically go to the Czech Republic, and there's an espionage there with a bunch of Russian. There's a Russian crime ring. Let me just read the back here. Xander Cage is a notorious underground thrill seeker, which I explained in the beginning. Until now, he's been deemed untouchable by the law. But when crack NSA agent Gibbons, that's Samuel Jackson, who's really fun in the movie, convinces Cage to infiltrate a ruthless Russian crime ring in Czech Republic. It's not in Russia, but it's close enough. This new breed of secret agent, codenamed Triple X, takes down the enemies of justice with a vengeance in this high-octane, turbocharged thrill ride from the acclaimed director of the Fast and the Furious 1. It is that. This is high-octane fun. I had a blast from beginning to end. It's not a smart person's movie. This is not Inception, people. This is a mindless action movie that works on every level. It's funny. It has a sense of humor. Nicholas Cage. Vin Diesel is having a fun time. He's like cracking on everybody, and I love his voice. Sounds like this. I'm like, he's so manly. That's what I miss in action films nowadays. That you don't have a lead that we can buy in like the last Transporter movie, or Man from Uncle, or freaking even some of the DC movies. Some of them I don't buy the leads. I bought Ben Affleck, but I didn't buy Henry Cavill, and I didn't buy Will Smith. I did, but not Margot Robbie. She's not an action star. Diesel is. I enjoyed Pitch Black. I enjoyed some of the Fast and the Furious sequels. He was not the problem in the movie The Pacifier. I love his voice as Groot. He's the best thing about this franchise, the Guardians of the Galaxy, because as Baby Groot and as regular Groot, his manly voice carries that character. He gives it some emphasis. And people say he can't act. He's a one-note actor. He's done dramas too. If you've seen Boiler Room, he's actually good in that. And there was another movie he did where he had hair. But yeah, it's a fun movie. The action sequences are crazy. There's a scene he jumps on a motorcycle and he's flying like it's the Matrix. It looks freaking awesome. And there's not a lot of CGI in this movie. There isn't. If there was, I didn't notice it because I'm like, wow, the stunt work is fan freaking tastic in this movie. It is amazing stunt work. The scene where he's jumping in the motorcycle like this, I know it's not him, but it's a real person. It's not a CG figure. Also, there's a scene where he goes snowboarding like in a Bond movie where Bond is like skiing. It's freaking awesome. He's doing flips, and there's a huge avalanche that comes by, and I think it's better than the scene in Die Another Day with the freaking waterfall where Bond is like parasailing or whatever. That looks ridiculous. Here, I bought it, and it looks freaking awesome. It's real snow, real stunt people, real people made this movie. It wasn't a bunch of just CGI, and the budget's on the screen. It's a good looking movie. Martin Sokas, the guy that played Yordi, yeah, he was okay. He wasn't really that threatening. He's just a guy that speaks a lot of Czech, and he's angry a lot, and he's like, I'm going to take you to my blah blah whatever. He's very very generic. He's not really that interesting, but he's all right. I mean, he's passable considering the shitty villains we got last year in DC and Marvel movies. But he's passable. At least he's not British. The film is well written. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, Diesel's cracking jokes. You have a cameo by Danny Trejo with a machete, basically, you know, his trademark, and he's like, "Man, you're really short." Like, yeah, Vin Diesel just cracks me up. Like, he's so witty in the movie. And like I said before, this is not a porno. There's some hot chicks. There's some Czech women in the movie. He has a sidekick that follows him in his mission, in a spy mission, and he has his moments to shine. And some of the acting is pretty decent. I don't think the acting. The one thing I don't like in the movie is I have to read subtitles for like half the movie. There's a scene that he goes to Colombia with his friends, and there's a shootout, and there's a lot of Spanish reading subtitles. I'm like, I don't have time to read subtitles. I want to see the action. They're like, and I'm like, I'm reading the subtitles. I'm like, I don't want to read subtitles. I want to see what's going on, and it's atmospheric. And the explosions make sense, Michael Bay. These explosions look freaking awesome. 15 years ago, these effects and these freaking stunt work and the freaking explosions look better than your BS in the Transformers movies. And I can say that without seeing last night because that movie made me nauseous in the theater seeing the freaking trailer. This was badass. If this was R, I would have said that this is one of the best movies that Vin Diesel has ever done. It's pretty close, though. It's a pretty awesome movie. I was very entertained by it. It's very fast paced. It doesn't slow down. There's some talking in it, but it's only the only parts that you can skip really is when they're speaking in Czech because I don't understand Czech. I know it's not Russia, so I'm not gonna really bang on it too hard. But it's still, it's not really needed. It's like half the dialogues in Czech. It's like in the last Mission Impossible movie, well, the fourth one, that there's a lot of Russian in it. I'm like, it's not needed. I'm not reading a movie. I want to see it with my eyes, not with my ears and having to read like a book. I can read a book if I want to read subtitles, or I could see a foreign movie. I don't have to see it in my American action movie. And it's badass. I was like, wow. I waited 15 years to see this. I should have saw this when I was 17. I would have called this a masterpiece. I would have been like, right up there with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man and the Scorpion King and freaking Episode 2. I don't care what anybody says. That's better than the new Star Wars. I could sit through that at least. And this movie's pretty awesome. It would be in like my top 10 favorite movies of 2002. It's amazingly awesome. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. It goes by quick. When it was over, I'm like, that was fun. I want to see the next one. And then the next one didn't have Vin Diesel and it flopped. And then they had another one that came out this year in January and it didn't do well either. But this one is the one to see. If you want to see Triple X, see the first one. It's a total blast, yes, sir. A high stylized adrenaline rush of a movie, hell yes. This is what I miss about action movies. Not too much green screen where it just distracts you, or they're shaking the camera like this, or they're doing quick cuts where they're doing fight scenes and you can't see anything. Here, Vin Diesel, you see every single blow that he gives to the freaking terrorists in the crime ring in freaking Czech Republic, and it's awesome. And there's sexy girls, and there's badass one-liners. It's a movie that reminds me of the '80s. Movies like Commando and First Blood and Rambo: First Blood Part Two, and freaking the Predator, Terminator 2 of the '90s. It reminds me of that. And that's a good thing. And it has a lead that I buy. A bald headed lead with freaking tattoos all over his body that's so manly, and he talks like this. He's like if Sylvester Stallone was bald and, was not whatchamacallit, was not as white as him. But Vin Diesel's awesome. Like I really love watching him in this movie. I would say this: if he was not in the Fast and the Furious, I could have seen 10 of these movies instead, because I miss Paul Walker, and then Vin Diesel does Fate of the Furious without him, and it just feels like there's something missing. Here, there is nothing missing. Everything falls into place. It's a badass movie. It has great action sequences for PG-13. It doesn't feel that sanitized. I think this could have gotten away if it was an R, but because there's a death in the first 5 minutes, where this band is like performing, and there's flames going off, and Thomas Ian Griffith, the villain from Karate Kid 3, gets shot by a bunch of terrorists. So I'm like, yeah, it works though, because it fits the tone of the movie. It never gets too dark. There's blood in it, but Vin Diesel just carries this movie, and I'm like, I really enjoyed it. A 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, my ass. This movie's way better. It's like a 40 something percent. I'm like, I have seen worse than this that got praised. Yes, I did. The Hulk, the 2003 Hulk, got a higher rating than this. That came out a year after this movie, and that movie is boring. There is no action in that movie. This movie came out the same year in 2002. There were other movies that came out. What other? I'd rather watch this than Mission Impossible 2. That movie also bored me. It's around the same running time. It has an hour of no action. It just was way too slow. This movie's better. It's faster paced. It's got a sexy chick that's not British, and it's a nice, beautiful Italiana that I love women from that country. Monica Bellucci, descendant like Ariana Grande and freaking Alyssa Milano and Carla Gugino. I like what I like, and Italian women are my kind of women. They're passionate, beautiful. A lot of them can act. Their directors know what they're doing. They know how to get great shots. Francis Ford Coppola, he's one of the directors, and he did The Godfather. The movie is freaking amazing to look at, and Dario Argento has talent in his family. She's a gorgeous woman. I mean, on the Sausage Factory, they mentioned that she's beautiful. I'm like, yes, she is. And I would take her. If she was Hobo with a stick, I would have been like, yep, yeah, I know, that's a weird image. But I wouldn't be, when she frowns, I'm like, my God, you're so sexy, even with your short hair. I'm like, yeah, turn me on in a movie, women of Hollywood. Don't give me a lackluster performance and you like this, or you have like a soulless face, like But to Beaver freaking Felicity Jones. I don't want that. I want a woman that knows she's sexy and just goes for it. And it's just all over Vin Diesel. There's like two kissing scenes with them, or it's very passionate. It's like, wow. Dario Argento's daughter, Asia Argento. Wow. I could not be happier if you. She never gets naked in the movie, but she is sexy in the way that she carries herself and her accent and everything. Perfecto. It's just like Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Sexy accent that fits a sexy woman. There, I said it. But Triple X, this is a fun movie. Sean, if you haven't seen it, see it. I would advise it. Uh, any of you guys, if you've seen it, see it again. It's aged very well. For 2002, this movie looks like a movie that came out last year, but without the bad CGI, like Deadpool. That, yeah, there's some shoddy CGI, but it had a low budget and it worked, and it was badass. And this movie is the same thing, and I'm glad I'm reviewing it. 2 hours and 4 minutes, I didn't feel it at all. It was it was glorious freaking nostalgia for me, you know, from the early 2000s when movies were actually being made and they didn't have directors getting fired. Yeah, screw you, Lucasfilm, for doing that. All of you firing the freaking directors of the Han Solo movie, and firing freaking Colin Trevorrow, and firing Josh Trank from even trying to make Rogue One. He would have done a better job than Gareth Edwards. There, I said it. Suck it. Anyway, that's my passionate review of Triple X. It really entertained me. It was worth the $4 I bought it at the bargain bin. I bought this at the bargain bin, and yet it's no bargain bin movie. It's worth more than that. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's fast paced. It's got gorgeous visuals. It's got a beautiful woman. That's the lead. That as soon as you see her, I'm like, man, you know who she looks like a Italian Rachel Weisz, and I prefer her. I'd rather see any movie Asia Argento's been in. because I guarantee you my eyes are going to be glued to the screen because of how gorgeous she is. And, that's what I want. If I'm a man, I'm attracted to women. And when I want to see them on screen, they either better act their ass off or they better be really sexy. Like this girl over here. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson, beautiful. She's the thing that saved Ghost in the Shell for me because if she wasn't in it, I wouldn't have watched it. Yeah, give me what I want, and I'll definitely give you a thumbs up. And this movie deserves it because it gave me what I wanted, and it's fun. Enough said. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing and leaving your comments. I hope you do see XXX, the first one. Skip the second one with Ice Cube. I know that's going to be crap because no Vin Diesel doesn't even make a cameo in it. And the third one I might see, but I won't be reviewing it now. It's not 2 hours, but I'll get to that one hopefully. But this one was so worth my time, and I'm glad I watched it today. It was great, awesome. See you guys in the next one.